Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Everything Educator Related, where I talk about everything educator related in the state of Florida. Now, last week I posted a video, Pass Your FTC GK Reading using two apps. Please go ahead and check out that video, it's super helpful. I spoke about two apps you could download on Play Store, or I guess you could download it from Google, I'm not sure. But these two apps can be very helpful if you want to practice on the go, basically. So, or if you're just on your cell phone, you could just use them just to practice some reading passages. Speaking of practicing reading passages, today I will be telling you about 6 resources you could use to practice for your FTC General Knowledge Reading exam, especially if you have been failing this exam more than one time. If you continue using these resources to practice, it will build up your test taking skills in reading, meaning that you will be better able to answer the questions correctly. However, the the passage itself isn't the problem. The passage is manageable. However, I'm going to say try to practice complex passages, specifically passages that are high school, grade 7 to 12, because it's the closest to the FTC General Knowledge Reading exam. These are the closest practices you're going to get to the exam, the passages that are on the exams, if you know what I mean. Now, we are going to get into the video. The first resource I'm gonna tell you about is reading theory, or sorry, I should say read theory, not reading theory. Now, you're gonna have to create a account. So I would say create a parent account because it's much better than the student account because you get access to the passages. Now, when you create the account, you will go to worksheets and you're going to go to 7th grade worksheets. You can also go to 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th because as I said before, grade 7 to 12 are good practice passages you could use. Now I'm going to show you the 7th grade. So as you scroll down, you're going to see that you have just a few passages. With this resource, you're not going to get a lot of passages because this is all of the grade 7, and you'll probably get the same amount for the other grades as well. So you basically you can click text and questions, or you can click text, questions, and answers. If you're trying to practice without seeing the answers, you click this, but it doesn't matter. If you want to see the answers while you practice, you could do that as well. This is how it looks with the answers, the answer sheets, and the explanation is at the end. And for the one without it, it's not at the end. Now, to explain why I like read theory, the passages are awesome. I do not think you're gonna get passages as long as this one. But the reason why I like read theory is because of the question stems, which are similar to ones you're gonna see on the exam. The main purpose of this passage is to, according to the passage, that's a very similar one. You're going to see in paragraph 3, meaning it's going to tell you what paragraph to go to, and you might have to look up a word. And sometimes you will see a question like this as well on the exam. So please do not pay attention to this part. When you're practicing, you don't have to do the ones that ask you to write anything, because that's not necessary. Because at the end of the day, the exam is multiple choice, so you can just use practice with these. So I really like read theory because it helps you to get a feel of the type of question stems you are going to get on the exam. Now for the second resource, it's called englishforeveryone.org. Now, when you go on the website and you type in englishforeveryone.org, you are going to see this. Now, if you don't see this, you just go to the side and you click reading comprehension and you scroll right down. You're going to see plenty of practice passages, plenty of them. Now, as I said, if you click here, matter of fact, do not click here, just go straight down. Just go straight down to grade 7. You have different grades. You have grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, 11. You're not going to get, I would advise doing grade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As I said, you have to start with grade 7. So let's look at it. So grade 7, this is what it will look like when you click on the reading passages. It's going to load here, and it's set up similarly like read theory. But I also like these because these are the type of questions you're going to see on, especially, for example, it can be inferred, a lot of inference questions. So I really like these, and then it gives you the answer and explanation at the bottom. So you can use these answer and explanation to help you to know why you got something wrong. So these are very good practice. You can also download it if you don't like how it is set up on there. You can also practice these as well. As you can see, it says beginner level, immediate level, advanced level. Now, I would say practice under advanced level, especially high advanced. Because remember, you're trying to prepare for an exam. The more you practice complex is the more it gets easier for you. Okay, so moving on to the next resource. The next resource is majortests.com. You're going to type that into your browser. And then before I click on this one, this is just a disclaimer. This website and going onward through the video were basically SAT and ACT practice resources. I find them really helpful because they were close or similar to the passages that are on the GK reading exam. Now, when I go to these, I'm going to show you what type of questions stems not to answer. Now, you're going to go to, you see SAT critical reading, you're going to click on reading comprehension. Okay, after you click on reading comprehension, you're going to see 14 practice questions. I know there's not a lot on majortests.com, but it's still considered practice. So you click on it, it's going to download. No, it's not going to download, it's going to go to this. I must say, although it's just 14 practice questions, these are very hard. And I like that it's hard because it gives you that challenge. Because as I said before, practice makes perfect, and it's really good when you practice complex passages because it builds up your skills, your skills to answer the questions. If you realize it says the author implies the word palby, line 24, most near the means. You're going to see a lot of these on the general knowledge reading exam. And yeah, I just really like astrology line 13 is mentioned as an example of all of the following can be inferred from the text except, and then when you're finished answering the questions, you press submit, and then it shows you, you know, what you got wrong, what you got right, and then you can press on the explanation, and it will tell you, it will explain why it is the correct answer. So this is pretty straightforward. It's gonna be very hard, especially if you're not really good at, you know, reading, but it's here to help you build your skills so you can pass the exam. So really check this one out as well. Every practice is good. You can time yourself. You can, oh yes, another tip, please time yourself. Please time yourself when taking these practice questions. I would say time yourself 13 minutes per passage. I know that's very short, but or even 10 minutes, because you know the faster you can go through one passage is the better, because remember you only have 50, I'm not, don't quote me, it's 52 minutes, I'm not sure, 50 something minutes on the exam to complete 40 questions. So you can time yourself so that you can practice going through the passages really quickly. The next resource is the Ftce General Knowledge book. This is free. However, I do not remember how I got to it. But I'm going to put the link down into the description so you guys can know. But I'm not sure how I got this. Because you might not see it free on your Google, but on mine, I don't remember what I did, but I got it free. But I could put a link down in the description. This book is awesome. The reason why I said it's awesome is because if you go to page 15, that's where the reading starts. It also has the other 3 sections of the general knowledge, but we're looking at reading. So this goes through the different competencies. So it gives you, so this is basically telling you, it's giving you a preview, reading actively, but you can read that on your own terms. But what I'm talking about is the information. You see, it says the main types of paragraph structures. Oh, here it is. Competency 1, knowledge of key ideas, and it goes through the type of things, the types of questions, or the information you need to know for this exam. So it basically gives you, you know, just all the information you need to know to help you to prepare for the exam. It tells you how to infer, how to summarize, how to determine conclusions. So this book is super helpful, because maybe you're a test taker like me who wants to see everything outlined. So this outline everything that you're going to see on the exam. So it's a good, even though reading is an exam that takes a lot of practice, you want to know the information. You want to know what is an inference, what is a main idea, what are transitional words, what does it mean to connotate and denotate, what denotate means. You want to know what is cause and effect, problem and solution, you know, all those information, because that's the type of questions you're going to get. They're going to ask you, what's the author's purpose? Is it to persuade? Is it to inform? So this is super helpful. So please check this book out. I could put the link in the description. Please let me know if you have received it, as in if you could get it free on your end, because I'm not sure. Okay, so the next resource is cracksat.net. As I said, the SAT practice are super helpful as well. It gives you plenty of reading. Let's click on SAT reading. It gives you plenty. It's like 100 practice questions on here. Let's click on one. Let's look at Great Expectations. The only problem I have when using SAT practice questions is sometimes you are not the type of questions they ask on the SAT you will not see on the reading exam. So for example, where it says which choice provides best support for the answer previous question. This is a SAT type question, not a not a general knowledge reading exam questions then. So you're not going to see anything like this on the GK exam, but you will see question terms like as used in line 60, condition most nearly means, but when practicing you can skip out these. However, these are helpful as well because it helps you to identify evidence. So for example, it says based on the details in the passage, it can be inferred that Mr. Pumblechook, blah blah blah. This could help you to pinpoint the evidence to finding the answer to this question. But this is just for practice purposes. When you're practicing, you can leave out this because you're not going to get question stems like this on your exam. And the exam is not going to be as long as this. But as I said, it's a good practice. So it's very good, in my opinion. You can scroll down to here as well. You have to press, what I just pressed a while ago, then you press download link, and then download link again, and you're going to see a PDF come up. Oh, no, these are just the answers. My bad. My bad. Okay, so that was the answer. When you need the answers, you have to press test 1 answer explanations, but to reach the test 1, you press that. Then you're gonna press download link. There's a lot of ads on these pages. I don't know why. Maybe because it's free. Okay, so this is the passage. So it's good stems as well. You just have to know when it comes on to practicing with the SAT questions, you just have to know what question stems to practice with. So you're going to see a question like this on the exam. You're going to see a question like this in line 15, the word, because it's a vocabulary type question. You're going to see a question like this with purpose, to find the purpose of something like this. The only question stems you're not going to see are the ones asking you to look for the best evidence, because you're not going to get a question stem like this. But it's very good practice. You see, you also get 2 passages. You're going to get questions, passages on the exam that has passage 1 and passage 2. I think they call them 2 passages. I don't know. I don't remember, but you're going to get passages like these. And these are good questions to practice because it's going to ask you in passage 1, that, in passage 2, that, and it's going to ask you to compare. Sometimes they're going to ask you to compare both passages. So in cases like these, I would say answer all the questions for passage 1 first, then look for the questions for passage 2, and then look for the question that has to do with both passages. So I find this resource super helpful. So check that out. Crack SAT, www.cracksat.net. Now the last resource, sorry guys, the last resource is Crack ACC. Okay guys, so for some reason my audio was completely gone at this point, but I'm gonna video it from my computer. The question stems are super helpful. The main idea according to the passage, you see. So, and then you answer all the questions, you press submit. I'll give you an explanation of this. I want to tell you guys a little disclaimer. Do not use the prose or the poems. Strictly use the passages with dialogues. Strictly use just the regular passages to practice. I like the ACC website because it doesn't give you all of that. It just gives you regular passages. Now, I'm gonna attach the clips that were missing, but please like, comment, share, and subscribe, guys. Until next time.